Happy May, happy Thursday. I would like to call this meeting to order. Thank you for joining us during our weekly Emers breakfast meetings. My name is Pauline Lam from Cotai Realty. I'm your May Emers program chair. A little about me. Pauline Lam is a happy realtor since 2002. I was born in Taiwan, exported to Hong Kong, and then imported to America. My major study in foreign language and international trading during the college years. I love music, dance, and research, and enjoy my service with our lovely board, West and Gable Valley Realtors. Thank you for having me offer the service to you. A few housekeeping tips. All participants will be muted upon entry to the meeting. Should you have any questions or a comment, please enter it into the chat box. Please remember to join us weekly as we will have our virtual Emers breakfast meeting every Thursday at 9 a.m. As always, this meeting is being recorded and will be available on the YouTube channel, West and Gable Valley Realtors. Please remember to follow WSGVR social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also watch our pre-recorded videos on YouTube. WSGVR introduced a new text message service. For updates, text WSGVR to the number 72727. Let's move on to CRMR's quick tip. Quick tip, CRMR's Rules and Regulations, Section 8.2. Participants and subscribers filing listings with the MRs shall have a written listing agreement with all necessary signatures in their possession. The Association of Realtors and MRs shall have the right to demand a copy of written documentation to verify the adequacy and the information reported to the MRs at any time. For more information, please visit crmrs.org website. Today's agenda consists of our affiliate spotlight, Cosmo Sanchez, New M Funding, followed by our guest speaker, Nancy Chen, Annie Fan, Joseph Haggerty, Marcus Jacques, and moderator Chase Gurr. Just a reminder, to be eligible for today's raffle, you must be a WSGVR current member, you must be present, and your name to be displayed to win. No telephone numbers will be accepted. Today, our affiliate spotlight will be brought to you by Affiliates Committee Chair Sage Gomez and Vice Chair Brandon Saronsky. Now let's welcome Affiliate Spotlight, Cosmo Sanchez. The floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Great to be with you all today. As many of you know, the eviction moratorium has been extended to June 30th. And we also have a great, exciting program right now for some of your buyers in which us, the bank, will pay $25,000 in closing costs for them. Interest rates continue to be the main factor why the market is very competitive and hot right now, with some of your clients today qualifying for rates in the high twos for both purchases and refinances. That's why it's very important right now that you get with your lender and submit a full package. What I have included in my package is a pre-approval letter, bank statements, DU letter showing that the loan has been reviewed and approved by the bank. I also call the listing agent and I just chat with them, right? Ask them, what do you need from me as a lender? And sometimes they want W-2s, sometimes they want pay stubs, sometimes they want me to cross-reference with their lender, which is all perfectly fine. I recently closed a deal, FHA deal last month, and FHA deal right now they're hard to close. So I call a listing agent and I asked her, what do you need from me in order to show you that we're the best candidate? So she was, of course, concerned with what? The FHA appraisal, because it is a little bit more strict than the conventional appraisal. I asked her about the condition of the property. She told me, and I reassured her that we shouldn't have any trouble with the appraisal. Long story short, we closed the deal last month. She was in disbelief all the way up to closing that it was smooth. That's all I have for you guys. If you have any questions or if you need any help with closing your deals, please reach out. I'll go ahead and put my info in the chat below. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cosmo, for your update information. And now we move to the affiliates introduction. Affiliates, please be reminded, this is just a morning greeting, no promotion. The first is Mark Wu, Allstate Insurance.
Good morning, Mark Wu with Allstate Insurance for your property insurance needs. Appreciate the service anyone has sacrificed to this great country, regarding Memorial Day. So have a great Memorial Day weekend.
Unita Wu, Home Warranty of America.
Hi, good morning. Unita Wu from Home Warranty of America, your 13 months home warranty. If you do need any home warranty, please reach out to me. I would love to help you, and happy Memorial Day weekend. Thank you.
Hong Chang Insurance.
Good morning, everyone. If you need anything help with the insurance or income tax, just call me. Have a wonderful Memorial weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Maria Howard, Old Republic Home Protection. Teresa Lam, Corinthian Title.
Teresa, you need to
Okay,
mute.
thank you very much. Okay, hi, this is Teresa Lam with Corinthian Title Company. And have a happy Memorial weekend, and please call me for all your title needs. Thank you.
Great. Angie Tian, First American Title.
Thank you, Pauline. Good morning, everyone. Angie Tang, First American Title, wishing everybody a wonderful Memorial weekend, and thank you for all the service from everybody, from all the, I can't come to it, but happy Memorial Day for all the people that have served our country. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. And next, Ami Adini, Environmental Services.
Hello, my friends. It's such a beautiful group to belong to. I'm very happy to be with you and wishing you all the best.
Thank you. Joseph Nguyen, Pillar to Post Home Inspectors.
Morning, everybody. This is Joseph with Pillar to Post Home Inspectors. Have a safe Memorial Day weekend and have a great day.
John Wax, Snap NHD.
Good morning, everyone. John Wax with Snap NHD for all your NHD tax and environmental needs. I want to wish everyone a fun and safe Memorial Day, and thank you to all the brave Americans who kept us free.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your business.
Thank you. Annie Fan, Chicago Title.
Hi, good morning. This is Annie Fan, Chicago Title. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. Judy Chow, AAA Capital Investments.
Good morning, this is Judy Chow, loan officer for AA Capital Investment. I'd like to wish everyone a great Memorial weekend and then honor the men and women that serve our country. Thank you.
Thank you. Cosmo Sanchez, New M Funding.
Happy Memorial Day, everyone. Thank you to the veterans, to their families. Thank you for your service. Cosmo Sanchez with New Ink Funding.
Great. Nancy Chang, Lawyers Title.
Good morning, everyone. Nancy Chan. It's always fun and educational to be here. Wish everybody a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Chase Gert, Morrison Plus Property Inspections.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Everyone have a safe weekend, and thank you to all who served our country.
Sandy Franco, First American Home Warranty.
Hey everyone, Sandy Franco, First American Home Warranty. Have a safe holiday weekend and remembering all those who served our country and paid the ultimate price.
Thank you. Marcus Jacques, Western Resources Title.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Memorial Day. Let us stand in memory, in grateful memory for all those who gave their lives and for all those who mourn those who gave their lives. And have a wonderful, wonderful Memorial Day.
Thank you. Sage Gomez, my NHD.
Good morning, everyone. Sage Gomez here with my NHG. Have a great Memorial Day weekend.
Joseph Haggerty, Orange Coast Title.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me, Joe Haggerty with Orange Coast Title. Please call me with any of your needs. Happy Memorial Day weekend to everyone out there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please always remember to support our affiliates with your transactions. We're so happy to introduce open pitching to our virtual Emirates breakfast meeting. Today, we have one listing from Shen Zhang, Remix My Home. Shen, take it away.
Thank you, Pauline. Good morning, everyone. Shen here with Remax My Home, 125 South Sierra Madre Boulevard, Unit 108. It's a beautiful condo, offers urban living located in the heart of Pasadena. The residence is packed with updates and elegant gadgets, and it's truly move-in ready. It is one bedroom with 2 baths with a balcony as well. Minutes from Old Town Pasadena, Caltech, and Huntington Library. It does have 2 parking spaces. HOA includes cable, gas, water inside and outside, insurance and trash. It is asking for $448 only. Easy to show. It is vacant lockbox at the front entrance with my name on the lockbox. Thank you for showing, and then have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you, Shen, for your sharing information. Now, it's my pleasure to welcome today's moderator, Chase Kerr, Morrison Plus Home Inspections, to introduce our speakers. Chase, the floor is yours.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. We have a great panel for you guys today. You're ready to get all your title questions answered. We're going to be having Nancy Chan, Annie Fan, Joseph Haggerty, and Marcus Jacques for our speakers today. So with that being said, I'm going to kick it off with our questions. If you guys have any other questions outside of the ones that I'm going to be asking our panelists, please feel free to put them in the comment section, and we will get to them at the end of our panel. So with that being said, I'm going to start off with Joe. Joe, the question for you is, what is a remote online notary, and can it be used here in California?
Hey, Chase, thank you for that question. Yeah, so a remote online notary, you could think of this like like a virtual notary, just like we're sitting here right now. It's a type of notary where the notary is, collecting the identification of the person online and doing a virtual meeting with them in order to identify them and do the notary. The thing about remote online notary, though, is that it's not legal yet for notaries to do a remote online notary in California, although it is accepted by some of the county recorders in California. So if the person did a remote online notary out of state, it could be accepted by the recorder. But what you need to keep in mind is that it's only allowed case by case by most title companies. So if you're going to do this kind of notary, you do have to make sure the title company or underwriter accepts this form of notary for that document. It is being introduced in the California Senate. It's AB 1093. They're trying to push it through, but there's some opposition because hasn't been deemed as a safe way to notarize someone yet. So if you ever have that situation, just ask your title company if they may accept that. It could be used if someone is possibly out of the country or in a place that's remote and they're hard to get to an actual notary.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Joe. That is definitely great information to keep in mind. My next question is for Annie Fan. A topic that we've heard a handful of times now. The question is, what is Prop 19?
Okay, so Proposition 19 is the Constitution initiative passed by the California voters that pretty much it's have a couple main points I'm going to share with you. First is you have to be age of 55 and older. Then it's going to be your primary residence. Okay, so now allows you to either size up or size down. Okay, and you can do it three times in your entire lifetime, and you can move anywhere in California. So basically, you could take advantage of the the property tax. So that's kind of the nutshell of Proposition 19.
Fantastic. Yeah, I know we've definitely been discussing that as a hot topic a lot lately. So thank you for that. My next question is for Marcus. Marcus, is there a difference in the way an LLC owned property is insured versus that of an individual or a co-owner?
Yes, well, first you need to understand the concept of the corporate veil that is afforded to business entities. And what LLC is one of them. There's LLCs, there's limited partnerships, and then there's corporations. And it's the concept that separates the personality of a corporation from individuals or personalities of its shareholders and protects them from being personally liable for company debts or other obligations. So we're talking about persons, individuals versus corporations or entities. So when it comes to residential property, if you notice, residential property on the car contract, it usually calls for a residential, if it's residential property that's being sold, calls for an owner's policy. So on that note, owner's possible refers to natural persons. So if we are insuring for natural persons, we're going to be recovering things that would harm individuals if it were to come to light. Stuff like forgery, escaped heirs that were missed for some reason. So we're going to be able to provide that to natural persons. But if it's an LLC that's acquiring that property, those rules don't apply. So the most that we would be able to insure for them is a standard policy because they have that corporate veil for all those other protections.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for that. My next question is for Nancy. Nancy, what is an uninsured deed?
This is, thank you, Chance. This comes up a lot in everyday transactions. So I want to bring it to the attention of all the realtors. If you get a listing and you order a property profile, you found out there's documents in there after they purchase a property, which was the insured deed. When you do a purchase, the deed, the grand deed, the seller assigned to the buyer is insured by a title company. Anything after that, they quit claim amounts themselves and add a person, all those are called uninsured deeds. So these deeds were not reviewed and checked. The validity of the transfer has not been checked. When you see there's no title order number or escrow numbers on that deed, and it's recorded after the purchase, that's an uninsured deed. With uninsured deeds, I think most of the title companies out, all of the title companies, they're still in existence. There's some that filed bankrupt in the last couple of years because of things, claims like that. The uninsured deeds needs to be reinstated by the person that deeded out. Affidavit of uninsured deed. That means they have to be notarized again to ensure that they're not going to come back and file a claim. So this is an uninsured deed. So realtors, be careful. If you have a listing, you see all those deeds, call me and we can go through it and tell you what to do. Thank you.
Fantastic. I hope everyone has their notepad scribbling all this great information down. So the next question I got is for Joe. Joe, why is a property profile showing incorrect property characteristics and how can that be fixed?
Yeah, so I mean, this comes up a lot, and all the title reps probably get calls on this like every week. You know, these details are not exactly title details, but we offer the data to our customers. There could be various reasons why it's incorrect. And oftentimes the property has been updated, something has been added to the property, and it could have been either unpermitted, or it could have even been permitted and still not showing that data on the report. So the reason for that is, you know, either the owner or the city building department failed to notify the assessor's office of this change. And the data providers that we're getting the data from to offer these property profiles, essentially anywhere where you get property data, even if it's like Zillow, Redfin, or your MLS login stuff, it all pulls from the assessor. So if the assessor doesn't know about the changes, or, you know, if they're not notified, they won't be able to tell us. So, you know, if it's not updated, the owner can submit a request. In LA County, it's called a data change request, and they can submit it through US mail to get that updated if they like. And it'll take obviously several months for it to change.
Gotcha. Thank you very much for that information. Annie, another question regarding Prop 19. Are there any title related updates related to Prop 19?
So now there's a new PCOR forms for all counties. Okay, so PCOR stands for preliminary change of ownership. So this form, making sure that agents and attorneys, they cannot sign, especially on the second page, the signature. Okay, so the owners, they have to fill it out. And there is a section on the PCR form on the first page, we're asking you if you're gonna, if you're over age of 55, you know, if this is your primary residence, so you have to fill that out. This is kind of related to Proposition 19, okay? And if you didn't provide the new PCR form and you didn't complete it, there's going to be a $20 fine. So that's the update. Thank you.
Fantastic. We're all going to be Prop 19 experts here in the coming weeks, I'm sure. Next question is for Marcus. In terms of title insurance, how does a resale transaction involving hard money lending differ from that of one involving a loan from a mortgage institution or bank?
Well, thank you for the question. You know, this is something that I'm sure that all my panelists partners are going to relate to. We've seen a lot of this happen where a transaction starts off as a cash deal, and then midway through it, they introduce a hard money loan. They qualify for a hard money loan. Well, when that happens, agents and everybody needs to know that you need to actually extend the date of closing, because it now falls upon the title company to search for the creditworthiness, not just of the person that's making the loan, to see that they're, you know, doing a legit loan, but also looking at the owner, the borrower rather, and it falls upon us to check things out. So we have to first take it to our underwriters and ask what they want to see in order to make sure that this is going to be a non-fraudulent loan that is made and that it's going to be secured. It falls upon us. So that's why I say extend the clock, because sometimes our underwriters will approve it. Sometimes they take a while. That, you know, you submit something that says come as they see it, basically. So you will submit something and then they'll ask for something else. And meanwhile, you have agents on the both sides saying, well, we had a closing date of such and such. Well, people need to remember that the title company rarely ever sees the contract. So we don't have that deadline, so to speak. We're doing everything that we're supposed to do in a timely fashion. But when those hard money loans need to be underwritten, it's going to be a little timely. It's going to require that we ask for certain documentation from both parties, both the lending institution, because all that they really are looking at is the equity that they can insure. But the other creditworthiness stuff that usually is done by the the lending institutional underwriters falls upon us. So
Fantastic. Thank you. Next question is for Nancy. Nancy, what is an easement and what are a couple different types of easements?
Easements are, you own the property, but there's certain certain owners or entities that still reserve part of your land for a specific purpose. So for example, the most common ones are the utility easements. But since there's a lot of development going on, the easements can be condo associations, in and out easement, going in and out. Also easements for shopping centers, there are shared driveways going in. So when you do development or your client wants to do a development, these are the things that you should advise your client or get one of us involved in it. So also there are, when there's shopping centers, you got to watch out for the county flood control easements and underground, and there's a lot of drainage and things like that. So just be careful when you look into a prelim, see where they are at. There's a lot of people building ADUs now, so easements are very important because you might have a parcel of land that has an easement that you cannot do addition or building on. Okay, thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Nancy. My next question is for Joe. It's kind of a what if scenario. And that scenario is my clients closed on their dream home a few months ago and received supplemental tax bills for periods dated prior to their purchase. Should they have to pay this?
Yeah, this comes up every now and then. It may or may not be the dream home, but basically, anytime there's a transfer that warrants a supplemental bill, the supplemental bill takes several months to come out. I would say a minimum, sometimes like 3 months. I've seen it take closer to almost the next tax year for the bill to come out. This may be more common when a property is flipped because the property may go very quickly from one owner to the flipping company, the investor, and then to the new buyer. And there's this short gap right there where this supplemental bill will come out. And that supplemental bill will often just go straight to the bill that's secured to the property because the tax collector, isn't gonna, notice that these people are not related to the property anymore. So if this happens, basically, the owner should just call the tax collector, let them know, hey, I was not the owner in that period. Look at the tax bill. It has a period, a time frame that you're being taxed for. And if it's not the time that you were the owner, they will basically, remove that bill from your property and it will become an unsecured lien against the previous owner.
Great. That's great information to know. Annie, the next question I have for you is also kind of a what if scenario. My client's property is in a trust. The mom wants to sell it, but she is out of the country, and the dad was never on title. Can we do power of attorney to let her son sell it since he is still in the States?
Okay, so the first things we needed to check with the trust to see if there's a provision allows you to, do the power of attorney. If the answer is yes, then yes, you can, execute it, do the power of attorney, and making sure you're going to do the power of attorney for the special one. And yes, the power of attorney, this paper, this document, it does need to get notarized and then get recorded. So let's say the answer is no, there's no such a provision allow you to do the power of attorney on this trust, then you have to either amend the trust or the trustee just have to, get notarized and then, do it themselves. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Annie. Marcus, what is a 433A certificate and what does it certify?
Well, California is one of the states where the conversion from personal property to real estate goes hand in hand with the type of foundation that supports a manufactured home. So this is when in those instances when you're trying to insure a manufactured home. as you know, what you probably, my colleagues can attest, we get calls all the time about mobile homes if we are able to insure them. And they're not considered real property unless they're attached to a permanent foundation. It conjoins, so the 433A certificate ensures that it conjoins a manufactured home, the personal property, with the land, and thus establishes a home and land as utilized piece of real property. And then it provides a record of proof that the state approved an engineered foundation that has been installed in the home. And this is going to be important for, you can call any one of our customer services and they can look for that 433A certificate to ensure that it is real property. If it's not real property, then it falls upon, in terms of title record of the actual manufactured mobile home, it falls upon the Department of Motor Vehicles, and you want to get an escrow that's going to be able to broker that, transaction, or be able to handle that transaction, as well as you want to get in touch with the association or the park where that manufactured non-real property mobile home is. So it's kind of tricky.
Great, thank you very much for that, Marcus. Nancy, what is a regular tax roll and special assignment or assessments? Excuse me.
The property tax, next door neighbor is fixing their plumbing, so I get some noises here. Sorry about that. The regular tax bill is the one that county assesses the property based on the percentage. The special assessments, we have a lot of them. I have a lot of clients selling and buying in Irvine, Eastville, and different places. So the local government can add special assessments onto there. Of course, Arcadia had a special assessment bond for the schools many years ago, and it's ended, so it's coming back. San Marino has those special assessment bond, but recently what I've seen is the HERO program, and that needs to be dealt with. Also, there are special assessments that the builders put on their projects. So for example, there is Eastville has a lot of mellow roofs. Those taxes, they are for the improvement. The developers in the 80s and the 70s, prior to the year 2000 and going forward, they used to contribute to the public utilities and all those infrastructures to build these projects. But they are negotiating with the different cities for the city to put it as a special assessment and pass it down to the consumer. And the cities will agree to it because they do want the developers to come in. So it becomes a burden to the new buyers. There is a property in Eastville, it's worth about $400,000 just on the mellow roofs. It was $6,000 on mellow roofs. That's a special assessment in addition to the regular taxes. And they have, some of them are 10 years, 15 years. So you have to, as an agent, look at your tax page, title tax page from the title company's profile. So you can determine how to do your closings and all that. So special assessments becomes an issue at the end of closing sometimes because the buyer found out from NHD and they say, I'm not closing, or the lender says, you're not qualified because special assessments is gonna be more of your payment in the taxes. So you might not even qualify. So that could be an issue. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Nancy. Joe, I have another kind of what if scenario for you. A homeowner who is now deceased created a trust agreement with their attorney, but failed to transfer the property into the trust before passing. Do they need to probate, or can the trust agreement still be used?
Yeah, so this actually comes up a little more frequently than you guys think. Basically, the homeowner goes to their attorney, they create a trust, a living trust, And, there may have been a deed, a trust transfer or grant deed prepared, and it's sitting in that folder behind all the dusty documents. If the homeowner did not record the deed transferring or conveying the property into the trust, or the attorney did not convey the property into the trust for them, and it's not showing on title, a title company can't recognize the trust as the owner of the property. So, if this comes up, make sure your title company does a very thorough review, the chain of title, to make sure it in fact was not, and check, your owner to see if they have any documentation, a deed that's unrecorded. It could be used possibly if the title company accepts it. But generally what you have to do in this instance is what's called a Haggerty petition. So basically the trustee of that trust, or the person who was going to handle that sale, has to petition in the courts, the California probate courts, for this Haggerty order. And it generally takes about 60 days. And what will be the result if it's successful is a court order that can be recorded that conveys the property back into the trust. So we can just go based off the trust agreement at that point. And of course, it's recommended to go to an attorney before you do any of this. Always consult an attorney when it comes to legal matters.
Great, thank you, Joe. Annie, I have another scenario. My client's property is an LLC. There are 3 members in this LLC, and one of them is out of the country, and they want to sell it. Can they do power of attorney for the one that's out of the country? If not, what kind of paperwork do they need to do?
So typically LLC, you cannot do the, do that for the power of attorney. Okay. So what you can do is to do a resolution paper. So for example, if Marcus, Joseph and Annie and Nancy, we own this LLC, right? And then let's say if I'm in Taiwan or I'm overseas, then what I can do is I can, get the agreement with the other 3. Then we can write the resolution paper. Let's say Annie Fan authorize, the other 3 persons to sell this properties 123 B Street in San Gabriel. Then it has to get notarized. Okay, it will not get recorded. It just for title company's internal purpose. We wanted to make sure that everybody's all in agreement to sell the property. Thank you.
Fantastic, thank you. Marcus, I know Nancy touched on this briefly, but I want to ask you again, what are Mello-Roos taxes and how do they differ from the tax rate area special assessments?
Right. Well, Nancy did a great job with that, but I'm going to circle back to that. They are bond initiatives. They are bond initiatives that are voted in and that go for schools and for the community facilities. Now, I've done a lot of work in Orange County, and there are Mello-Roos all over the place. And similarly, in Lake Elsinore, there are a ton of Mello-Roos. Here's what we get asked often is, because they're a bond initiative, they're usually voted in for 40 years or sometimes 25 years. They have different times. So they ask us, can we find out how long they've got to go on this bond initiative? Well, if the way to do that is to look up your tax bill, and next to that itemized tax, you're going to see an 800 number. That's going to get you connected to the legal firm that handles that bond initiative. Here's the catch. You can call them, you can ask them for, how long there is on that bond, how long that is on that bond, but they cannot give you anything in writing. They can just tell you by phone because those bonds may be renewed. So you will not get anything. If they come to an expiration point, then you just won't see them on your taxes anymore. But as we know, California is kind of tax happy. So there's a likelihood that those are going to remain in perpetuity, those Melrose taxes, and they are quite high. I will add another bit of information to circle back on what Annie was saying about Proposition 19, where you can transfer your tax base. You're able to transfer your tax base, but if that area has special assessments that include Melrose, it's going to be your tax base plus Melrose.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Marcus. Nancy, I have another situation for you. A couple divorced a few years ago. The divorce settlement awarded the property to the wife. Can the wife sell the property without the husband's signature?
This is a very interesting question. Divorce never ends well, seldom ends well. So now you're a real estate agent, you come and take this listing and there's still two people on title when you pull it. That means the husband is still on title. His name is never taken off. Even though the divorce agreement settlement, the judge awarded to the wife. See, two different issues. Court judgment cannot take the husband name off. They need to be executed, recorded deed to take somebody's name off. So I got realtors sometimes getting very, very excited because their clients are excited. They start screaming, Nancy, it's awarded to her. Why can't she sell? Yes, she can, providing that he executes a quitclaim deed to her. That cleans up the title. Title and court cases are totally different. In order to take somebody off title, whether it's a divorce or deceased or whatever, you need to do a deed to clean up the chain of documents on the county recorder's office. So as a title company, that's our job, our obligation to maintain the integrity of the recording documents for the benefit of all of us and also for the consumer. So yes, she can sell. He needs to sign a quitclaim. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. And then I have one last question for Joe before we answer a couple questions that are in the chat. Joe, how can you be most certain there won't be any title-related delays in closing escrow?
Yeah, it does come back to us a lot. Like, why is, why does title need a few more days? And Marcus kind of touched on it already as well. But I think we could all like attest to that. Basically, anything that title requires, turn it into us as soon as you have it ready. We have to review everything. So if your seller, buyer, borrower, escrow package, try to get them to fill it out as soon as possible. Send it to escrow. Escrow, also try to send us the, whatever we're requiring, especially the statement of information right away. If you drop hard money on a title company the day before closing or a couple of days before closing, they may be ready to fund right away. But what if they have 30 beneficiaries and the title company doesn't like that? So there's a lot of things that can warrant for us to like need a day or two more. Sometimes we can pull through fast. Sometimes it just could slow us down a bit. So give us our required documents as soon as possible if you want us to close quickly on time.
Fantastic, thank you. And I think we have a couple minutes left where I could ask some questions that are in the chat box. I have a question for you, Nancy. If title is transferred to a living trust, which is a common practice, is the title insured if the title transferred to a living trust?
Yes, with the homeowner's policy, the trust is still considered if it's the same parties transferring. So we do with the homeowner's policy, which we have to technically say homeowner's policy, not the owner's policy. If you have a homeowner's policy, yes, it has a continuity of insuring your property under the trust.
Fantastic, thank you. And then Marcus, I'm going to go ahead and ask you this question. Which title policy has the full coverage? I have a company stated that California or CA Alta is the full coverage. However, I have companies indicated Alta is the full coverage.
Well, there's always like kind of some confusion with CLTA and ALTA. But homeowners will include the CLTA as well as the ALTA. The ALTA is the American Land Title Associations. Those are the tenants that we've used traditionally for title. But then, of course, California came along late and pretty much introduced real estate to the rest of the United States. And so there's some tenants that we have from experience over that have been added to the insurance policy. And I'm sure that my colleagues will agree that California does title a lot differently than in any other states. But the CLTA and the ALTA is going to cover you the full coverage. And if you have any questions about how they compare, what they compare, the CLTA offers all of those added homeowner individual coverages. The ALTA is usually what we look for to make sure that we are insuring from recorded information. The CLTA is going to add to that some more tenets of coverage. And I invite anyone who has a question. Every single one of us title insurers have some sort of a marketing piece that shows the differences in coverage, and how they vary. I wanted to circle back and correct something that I said before. Thanks, Joe, for pointing it out. You know, when we were talking about manufactured homes, we were talking about, I said that you would have to get them insured through the DMV. And Joe just reminded me that it's not the DMV who handles manufactured or mobile homes anymore. It is the California Housing Community Development. So the
Development Services, yeah.
Yes. So I hope I cleared that up for you, and I hope that I was able to explain CLTA and ALTA for you.
I'm sure you did. And then I have a question for you, Annie. If a seller has a home in a living trust, will title reviews the living trust to ensure it is a legitimate trust?
So the first thing we're gonna ask is if anybody passed away, if anybody passed from this trust. If it's not, then typically the escrow is gonna draw the trust certification and certify the trustee, he or she's who they are, and then that will be okay. But let's say if somebody passed away, then title companies, we're going to ask to review the trust section on the trustee, because we wanted to find out who are the successor trustee. So what we need will be the original death certificate, okay? And then we will also review the trust, especially the trustee section, to identify who are the, let's say, beneficiary, who are the successor trustee, and that's what we need. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Annie. And then I do have one question for Joe. It might have already been answered in the chat, but just for clarification purposes, how does remote notary signing protect against fraud? Although this sounds great, the potential fraud is greater.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. There are many layers to a transaction. And so, you need to consider that, if it's the seller, you as the realtor, you should, if you're doing business with someone, you should make sure you've met them before, or, how do you know this person? Or if it's the borrower for a lender, you should always meet face to face with these people in some way. You should never just work off a phone call and things like that. But additionally, if you're getting an ALTA coverage, you're getting covered for off-record matters. So if the title company approves it and there is fraud, you're covered by a title policy. And additionally, a title company would most likely only use a notary company that's they have vetted, so they also have additional E&O coverage. And so, and then, you should all see what Juliana said. Not all foreigners may be able to, be accepted. Although I think in some countries, if they're part of the Hague, they can
Convention.
possibly still be accepted to be notarized. But yeah, check with your escrow company has to approve it as well as in addition to your title company.
Fantastic. Thank you. I think that's all the questions we have today for you all. I want to thank you guys as a panelist, or all as panelists. You guys did a great job today. And I will pass this off now.
Thank you. Thank you, Chase, and our great panelists. On behalf of the Western Gabriel Valley Realtors, we would like to thank our great speakers, Nancy Chen, Lawyer's Title, Annie Fan, Chicago Title, Joseph Haggerty, Orange Coast Title, Marcus Jacques, Western Resources Title, for their informative presentation. Now, it's our lucky draw time. The 3 winners, please type your DRE member name and email address into the chat box so we can send a $10 Amazon e-gift card to you. The first winner is Shu Liu.
I don't believe this person is here. Our machine is very slow today.
Yeah. Shang Huang.
Not here.
Next.
Next is Ling Chow.
Okay.
I wake everybody up when I said that. I don't know why.
Daniel Chen.
Daniel.
Oh,
Daniel here. Daniel
here?
is always here. Daniel is here. Daniel, please put in your email address so we can send you the acknowledge you're here, please.
Second winner is
Leland. Yeah, she's here. This person is here. Are you here?
Don't know your last
Okay.
name.
We don't know your last name. Could you type in your email address on the chat, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the third winner will be
me.
Tutu Fong. Oh, really?
Tu Fong is not here.
Not here. Okay.
I'm
Next.
here.
The winner is
HLA. Oh, this person is here.
Lala Ma.
How do you know it's Lala Ma? It's Hala.
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 Oh, I just trying to no pronunciation. Hala Hala Ma.
Malala.
Yeah.
Are you our member? Please type in your email address on the bottom.
Mr. or Miss Ma, can you let us know your email address?
If you're a member of ours, you'll get $10. If you're not, we'll reserve the $10 back to the pot.
So do you claim
I
the
don't,
three attendees? No.
No, this person is not replying to me. Can we do a 1, 2, 3?
Daniel.
Maybe he.
Oh.
No. Lala Ma is not replying to
I think
us.
you want to have Mala.
Mala Hapa. Yes, can we have your knowledge, please? Let's count 3.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, gone. Next.
That was a very fast 1, 2, 3. Okay, Pauline. Faster than I spin.
Yeah. Okay, the third lucky winner,
Thomas is here. Thomas here. Yes, Thomas is here.
You have to.
Thomas, you're here, right?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Lucky you. Okay, great. We congratulate these 3 lucky winners. Board will send you an email to claim the $10 Amazon gift card. Okay, move to our education classes. Please register and attend our education classes. A list of upcoming classes is displayed on your screen. June 1st, Tuesday, 11 o'clock, how the pandemic affect the mortgage industry. June 8th, commercial seminars. This class will be reconfirmed again. We will post the update information to you. June 14th, Monday, 9:30, Zip Room Plus training. June 16th, Wednesday, 9 o'clock, engaging client with metrics. There's a one-day paid class I want to share and invite you to join. June 23rd, SFR short sale class and foreclosure class certified by NAR. The cost is only $59 for member, $79 no member, $25 refresher. Hope you can join this class to learn more about the short sale and foreclosure. And a quick reminder, WSGVR will be closed on Monday, May 31st, in observance of Memorial Day. We wish you all have a nice and safe Memorial Day weekend. Thank you everyone for joining our meeting today. Please join next week. We will host a candidate forum for 2022-2023 Board of Directors elections. Please support our affiliates with your transaction. Again, I feel so honored to serve you this month. This concludes my service to you as May Amherst Program Chair. Thank you so much for your attendance. Let's welcome our June Amherst Chair, Dana Dunn, Pinnacle Real Estate. This meeting is now adjourned. Stay safe and stay happy, and we will see you June 3rd, Thursday at 9 a.m. Bye-bye.